Ron Isaac tightened his grip on the controls as his ship plunged through the atmosphere of Vortex 7. The storm outside raged with a fury that mirrored his own determination. Lightning flashed, illuminating the swirling chaos of the planet's sky. This mission was unlike any other. As an agent of the Institute for Galactic Intelligence, IGI, and a former elite soldier, Isaac was no stranger to danger, but the stakes had never been higher. The planet's surface loomed closer, a jagged landscape of black rock and volatile geysers. Isaac activated the ship's landing thrusters, fighting to maintain control as turbulence threatened to rip the vessel apart. With a final jolt, the ship touched down on a narrow plateau, the engines winding down with a shudder. "Isaac, do you copy?" Carl White's voice crackled over the comms, a mix of static and urgency. "Your target is the command center. You know the drill." Isaac nodded, his eyes narrowing. The command center was a fortress, heavily guarded and bristling with alien mercenaries. His mission: recover a set of prototype energy cores stolen from a high-tech research facility. Failure was not an option. "Copy that, White." Moving in. Stepping out of the ship, Isaac surveyed the terrain. The air was thick with tension, the distant rumble of volcanic activity a constant reminder of the planet's volatile nature. Activating his stealth suit, Isaac became a shadow among shadows, moving with practiced ease towards the facility. The command center loomed ahead, a monolithic structure of blackened steel and reinforced concrete. Isaac scanned the perimeter, noting the guards' patrol patterns. He timed his approach perfectly, slipping past the sentries and scaling the outer wall with a grappling hook. Inside, the facility was a labyrinth of corridors and security checkpoints. Isaac moved like a ghost, his every step calculated to avoid detection. He reached the high-security vault where the stolen cores were held, bypassing the electronic locks with ease. The vault door hissed open, revealing the energy cores stored in a reinforced container. Isaac approached cautiously, his eyes scanning for traps. As expected, the container was rigged with motion sensors. With deft hands, he disabled the sensors and retrieved one of the cores. "Core secured," Isaac whispered into his comms. "Exfiltrating now." He retraced his steps, slipping through the facility unnoticed. The return journey was tense, but Isaac's training and instincts saw him through. As he reached the extraction point, his ship's engines roared to life, lifting off from Vortex 7 just as alarms began to blare in the distance. Back at IGI headquarters, the researchers eagerly awaited Isaac's return. The energy core was taken for analysis, and the results were startling. It was not just a prototype, it was an improved version, far more advanced than the original design. Carl White wasted no time in issuing new orders. "Isaac, we need the remaining cores. Our researchers must investigate their true purpose and determine the threat posed by these mercenaries." Isaac nodded, understanding the gravity of the situation. "Understood. What's my next target?" "Titan 3. A convoy carrying the cores is en route to a storage facility. Intercept and retrieve them." Titan 3 was a stark contrast to Vortex 7. A frozen wasteland of ice and snow, the planet's surface was as treacherous as it was beautiful. Isaac's ship touched down near the designated ambush point, a narrow bridge spanning a deep chasm. The convoy carrying the energy cores would have to cross here, and Isaac intended to ensure they never made it. Isaac made his way to a nearby armory, the cold biting through his suit. The facility was lightly guarded, its occupants complacent in the belief that no one would dare to assault them in such harsh conditions. Isaac moved swiftly, disabling guards and security systems with ruthless efficiency. Inside the armory, he located the B-7 explosives. Placing them in his pack, he made his way back to the bridge. The structure was old but sturdy, its supports embedded deep into the icy rock. Isaac set the charges at key points, ensuring the bridge would collapse completely when detonated. He retreated to a safe distance, his eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of the convoy. Minutes felt like hours in the biting cold, but finally, the distant rumble of engines reached his ears. The convoy appeared, a line of armored vehicles bristling with weapons. Isaac waited until the lead vehicle was halfway across the bridge before triggering the explosives. The explosion was deafening, a cascade of fire and debris that sent the bridge tumbling into the chasm below. The convoy came to a screeching halt, confusion and chaos spreading among the mercenaries. Isaac sprang into action, using the element of surprise to his advantage. He moved like a specter among the wreckage, picking off mercenaries with precise shots. The battle was fierce, the cold air filled with the sound of gunfire and shouted orders. Isaac's training and experience gave him an edge, but the mercenaries were well armed and determined. A particularly brutal skirmish saw Isaac pinned behind a burning vehicle, bullets ricocheting off the metal. He threw a grenade over the top, the explosion clearing a path through the enemy ranks. He pressed forward, taking down the remaining mercenaries in a series of quick, calculated strikes. With the convoy neutralized, Isaac located the transport carrying the energy cores. Securing the transport, he signaled for extraction. His ship arrived moments later, lifting off from Titan III as the remaining mercenaries regrouped too late to stop him. The mission was a success, but Isaac knew the hardest part was yet to come. As his ship sped through the icy atmosphere, he couldn't shake the feeling of impending doom. Something about this mission felt off, and he intended to find out what. Isaac's ship descended towards the weapons production facility on Orion, a sprawling complex hidden deep within the planet's mountainous terrain. The facility was a hub of activity, its forges and assembly lines working tirelessly to produce weapons for IGI. But Isaac's mission was not to oversee production, he was here to retrieve the remaining energy cores and their blueprints. Landing his ship in a secluded area, Isaac made his way towards the facility's perimeter. His instincts were on high alert, the feeling of unease growing stronger with each step. He reached the entrance, bypassing security with practiced ease. Inside, the facility was a maze of corridors and workstations, the air filled with the hum of machinery. Isaac moved with purpose, his goal clear. He located the secure storage area where the energy cores were kept, bypassing the electronic locks and entering the chamber. As he retrieved the cores, a sound behind him made him spin around, weapon drawn. Rob Micah, his trusted pilot, stood there with a smug grin. "Didn't expect to see me, did you, Isaac?" Isaac's eyes narrowed. "What's this about, Micah?" Before Micah could answer, Carl White stepped into the room, flanked by armed guards. "It's over, Isaac. Hand over the cores." Betrayal. Isaac's mind raced as he assessed the situation. He was outnumbered and outgunned, but he wasn't going down without a fight. "You're making a big mistake, White." White's expression was cold. "The only mistake was trusting you." The battle erupted in a flurry of gunfire. Isaac moved with the precision of a predator, his shots finding their marks even as he dodged incoming fire. The room became a war zone, energy bolts and bullets ricocheting off walls and equipment. Isaac's tactical mind worked overtime, analyzing every move, every angle. He used the environment to his advantage, taking cover behind machinery and using it as a shield. His movements were fluid, each step a calculated part of his strategy. Despite his skill, the sheer numbers were overwhelming. Micah and White coordinated their attacks, driving Isaac into a corner. With a desperate move, Isaac threw a smoke grenade, the room filling with thick, obscuring smoke. Under its cover, he made a break for the exit, his heart pounding. Isaac's escape was a blur of gunfire and chaos. He fought his way through the facility, his every move driven by a need for survival. He reached the exterior, only to find Micah's ship waiting. With no other options, Isaac made a daring leap, plummeting towards the planet's surface. The fall was long and harrowing, but Isaac's suit absorbed most of the impact. He landed hard, the breath knocked from his lungs. Gasping, he pushed himself to his feet, surveying the desolate landscape of Nebula 5 and Andromeda 2. He was alone, ill-equipped, and on the run. Isaac's days on the border of Nebula 5 and Andromeda 2 were a blur of survival and evasion. Patrols scoured the area, their relentless pursuit a constant threat. Isaac relied on his wits and training, scavenging for supplies and avoiding detection. Meanwhile, IGI was in disarray. The betrayal had shaken the organization to its core, and efforts to locate White and Micah proved fruitless. Maria, reinstated as Isaac's mission director, provided him with the support he needed, but the challenges were immense. Information came from an unexpected source. Senator Lenahan, a powerful figure within IGI, revealed that White had been making deals with an alien arms dealer named Rarnak on the planet Zargan. Lenahan ordered Isaac to find Rarnak and uncover the truth. Isaac's journey to Zargan was perilous. The planet was a hotbed of criminal activity, its cities teeming with danger. He navigated the underworld with caution, following leads and piecing together clues. Finally, he located Rarnak, who was imprisoned by Zargan intelligence for supplying weapons to rebel forces. Breaking into the prison was no small feat. Isaac's infiltration was a masterclass in stealth and strategy. He moved like a shadow, disabling security systems and avoiding patrols. The prison was heavily guarded, its corridors a maze of cells and checkpoints. Isaac found Rarnak in a high-security cell, the alien arms dealer a shadow of his former self. "Why are you here?" Rarnak demanded, his voice a mixture of suspicion and curiosity. "I need information about Carl White," Isaac replied, his gaze unwavering. "IGI knows he made deals with you." Rarnak's eyes narrowed. "White? Yes, I remember him. He bought advanced equipment, made deals that even I found risky. His last order was for a high-tech alien craft, waiting for delivery at a remote spaceport. Where are the shipping papers?" Rarnak sighed. "In a safe at my villa, now controlled by Commander Cerezel." The escape from the prison was a blur of gunfire and chaos. Isaac and Rarnak fought their way through guards, their every move driven by a need for survival. They commandeered a spaceship, blasting off from Zargan with the prison in flames behind them. Their journey to the villa was fraught with danger. The spaceship, damaged in the escape, was barely holding together. Isaac piloted with skill, but the situation was dire. They crash-landed near the villa, the impact throwing them from their seats. Rarnak groaned, clutching his side. "We need to infiltrate the villa. Disable the security system and retrieve the shipping papers." Isaac nodded, his mind already working on a plan. The villa was a fortress, its defenses formidable. They moved with caution, avoiding detection and disabling security systems as they went. The battle for the villa was intense. Isaac's combat skills were put to the test as he engaged Cerezel's elite guards, each encounter pushing him to his limits. Rarnak provided invaluable support, guiding Isaac through the villa's labyrinthine structure. In the end, they reached the villa's heart, only to discover that Cerezel had taken the papers. Rarnak, undeterred, vowed to retrieve them. He instructed Isaac to take control of Cerezel's base at a nearby spaceport, a critical strategic location. The battle for the spaceport was fierce. Isaac and Rarnak faced overwhelming odds, their determination seeing them through. They fought their way through Cerezel's forces, each victory hard-earned. The final confrontation with Commander Cerezel was brutal, but Isaac's resilience and tactical acumen prevailed. With the shipping papers in hand, Rarnak revealed that White's trade was set for Port Bursafega on the planet Talassa. Isaac was to intercept the delivery, which included the alien craft and the remaining energy cores. The stakes were higher than ever, and failure was not an option. Isaac's arrival at Port Bursafega was met with resistance. The port was a bustling hub of activity, and White's men were everywhere. Isaac's mission was to locate the alien craft and the crate of stolen energy cores. As he navigated the port, he uncovered a logbook detailing the collaboration between White and an unknown alien faction. The revelation that White and Micah were weaponizing the cores was a sobering realization. Isaac knew he had to act swiftly. Confronting his former pilot, Micah, Isaac was forced into a fierce battle. The fight was brutal, each combatant pushing the other to their limits. In the end, Isaac's determination and skill saw him through. Micah was defeated, and Isaac secured the alien craft. The journey to the Spratly Islands, near the planet Zongum, was his next step. The location was a known hub of suspicious activity, and Isaac knew he was getting closer to the truth. Isaac's journey to Zongum was fraught with peril. The planet was a lawless place, its cities rife with crime and corruption. His investigation led him to uncover White's collaboration with alien General Krylon, a revelation that added a new layer of complexity to the mission. Krylon's plan to use the energy cores to create a devastating weapon capable of destroying entire planets was a chilling discovery. The stakes had never been higher, and Isaac knew he had to act quickly. His infiltration of Krylon's secret weapons lab was a masterclass in strategy and stealth. As Isaac navigated the lab, he discovered that Krylon had killed White in a power struggle. The dramatic irony of White's betrayal being his undoing was not lost on Isaac. The final confrontation with Krylon was a brutal and intense battle, each combatant using every trick in their arsenal. Isaac's determination and resilience saw him through. Krylon was defeated, and Isaac uncovered plans for an intergalactic war. The revelation was a sobering reminder of the stakes at play, and Isaac knew he had to act swiftly to prevent disaster. Isaac's final mission was to prevent the launch of the weapon. The launch pad was a fortress, heavily guarded and virtually impenetrable. Maria's instructions were clear: disable the system before the launch. Isaac's infiltration of the launch pad was a test of his abilities. He moved with precision and caution, avoiding detection and disabling security systems as he went. The battle that ensued was intense, each victory hard-earned. In the end, Isaac's determination and tactical acumen saw him through. He succeeded in preventing the launch, detonating the weapon safely and averting disaster. The galaxy was saved, and Isaac returned to IGI as a hero. Isaac's journey had been one of conflict, struggle, and ultimate resolution. His actions had showcased the indomitable spirit of humanity, celebrating human ingenuity, resilience, and capability. The narrative, filled with action and strategy, kept audiences engaged, while the dramatic irony of invaders becoming the conquered added depth and satisfaction. Isaac's return to IGI was met with celebration. He had thwarted a catastrophic threat, showcasing the best of humanity. His journey from betrayal to triumph resonated with audiences, a compelling tale of conflict, struggle, and resolution. As Isaac looked out at the stars, he couldn't help but reflect on the journey he had undertaken. The challenges he had faced and the battles he had fought had shaped him into a symbol of human exceptionalism. His story was a testament to the power of resilience and determination, a narrative that would inspire future generations. The Vortex Chronicles had come to an end, but the legacy of Tom Isaac would live on. His story was a reminder that, no matter the odds, humanity would always rise to the challenge, showcasing the best of what it means to be human.